Hello everybody, and welcome back. This is Exordion, and welcome back, guys, to the Airship Pirate Survival server. I am here in Collision, and yeah, I'm back after I don't know, when was the last time I had an Airship Pirates video? Like 4 weeks ago? Yeah, well, I'm finally back, guys, and I'm here in Collision, and Happy New Year? Is that like even relevant? It's like February now. Yeah, okay, I think that's still kind of relevant. So Happy New Year, everybody. Happy holidays. It's just like so late. I mean, I already like technically made the Happy Holidays video, but anyway, let's get to the point here. So we are in Collision right now, and I'm standing on top of the Collision Castle in a very dangerous spot, but it's okay because we got water down there, and we're gonna make an amazing Assassin's Creed jump, which also fits because I've got Assassin's Creed skin. In case you haven't realized, that's what my skin is based on. But yeah, guys, why am I on the other side of the world today? Well, guys, in the past 2 weeks or so, I've been working on a house here in Collision, as I said, on the way other side of the world. This is Trendon, you don't recognize it, and PC's lagging right now, rendering all this stuff. But basically, like, Ares down here, and yeah, we are pretty far away from civilization. Well, not really, because I come from Ravenport and South Haven and so on. Yeah, we're pretty far away, and my frames are doing really badly right now rendering all this, so let me reset that for a second. Alright, we're back. So it seems to be pretty bad, but as soon as we jump off this building, I think it should be alright. And there's the owner of the city, Sal. I think that's how you say his name. I'm really bad with pronouncing names, so you haven't realized yet. I think that's how you say his name, but he's the owner of Collision. This is the CESP faction. I have no idea what that stands for, but yeah, we've got pretty nice members. I've made friends with a couple of them, and yeah, I'm currently decked out in iron armor because I felt like the iron armor was getting, I was getting a little bit bored, and I felt like, well, not really bored, but I felt like iron armor wasn't good enough anymore. So I have upgraded now to diamond armor, and I've also got my fishing rod and my golden apples, because we were expecting a pirate raid earlier, and we weren't really sure what was going to happen, so I was just getting geared up just in case, because the SHSF is allied with the CESP at this moment in time, and it's actually Sunday, so we have a lot of people on right now. Yeah, so what's today's episode be about? Now let's jump off this thing, so that our legs back down. Alrighty, guys. I was pretty pathetic, cause yeah, let's just redo that, alright? So we go, yeah, we made it right in the center. Well, almost. So that was fine. Right. So now let's continue with the episode. So I actually have a lot of things to talk about today. So first of all, I'm working here in Collision because I was working on this house right now, and it's finished. It's a very nice house, at least I think it is. However, it was quite a challenge for me to build, and you will see a quick time lapse of me building parts of it shortly once I start talking about other stuff. But first of all, let's just take inside. Let's go take a look inside. So here we have like the first kind of room bit. Yeah, study table and so on, and then we've got like our kitchen as usual with Exordion houses. We have a hidden crafting table, very nice, and then we have our living room up here. Very simple living room, just dining table. I'm just giving over this quickly because I need a lot of time to talk about other things in this episode, as you will probably have realized from the title. And then we also have our balcony here, a very nice terrace, although as Sal himself said, there isn't much of a view here. So yeah, right up here we've got our nice next little room, more of a kind of relaxy type of area. Relaxy, is that the word? I don't think it is. And here we have a nice bedroom with my usual spamming bookshelves everywhere, although I didn't go that ham this time because it was difficult because of these windows here. But I still think the windows give a pretty nice view over the whole kind of city, because this is quite an industrial place. You'll notice that a lot of these orange type of blocks are used, so it was quite difficult for me to sort of fit into that style at first, but that's why it took me a little bit longer than I would have liked, but that's fine. And here we have the attic slash another bedroom. I actually like this one a lot. It's got a nice chandelier here, a closet with clothing in it, with leather armor. I mean, then we've got like two tables here, and I actually really like this. Is like sort of a lamp, but it doesn't connect. Wait, it does. Oh, it does. You'll hardly notice it. It looks really nice. So yeah, that's the house. It actually looks like it doesn't have much inside from the outside, but actually has a lot in the inside. So there we go. Now, I'm gonna walk around the city a little bit, and then as I'm doing that, we can talk about the stuff that's happening on the server, because I've been away for so long. Not that long, but you know, still, a lot of things have happened in my absence. So, first of all, pirates are now growing in number, as you can see. The pirate faction itself actually has quite a few people, and a lot of them have actually been quite menacing. Specifically Tar, or how you pronounce his name, has been sinking a lot of airships and killing a lot of people, and he has some pretty OP gear. Yeah, this is actually quite a nice place in Collision. Now, mainly what I want to talk about this episode is stuff that happened between what was it? Yeah, the Royal Navy and the IA. And for that, I'm gonna go into a time lapse. Alright, so I'm gonna try and clear up the mess, basically, and I'm going to try and present it to you in a way that you can understand. So let's first of all start by describing what happened in a non-biased way on the day that the Royal Navy fell. So basically, for a long time the Royal Navy had been having trouble, and had basically become very weak. It was unable to defend any of the cities that it actually had owned after Devon left and the siege plugin was introduced. And basically, the IA thought that the Royal Navy needed some assistance with reforming and stuff like that, and it prompted it to do so. But the Royal Navy didn't want to do that, and basically wanted to handle the problem itself without the assistance of the IA government or whatever leadership capitals and so on. But basically, the IA interpreted and got intel of RN messages about a supposed threat of an attack on the IA when the Royal Navy was being threatened by pirates, and they were already looking very weak. It was likely that the pirates would take Eyrie on the Isle, and the Royal Navy basically thought that Kirkida and the IA were allied with the pirates and would help the pirates take over Eyrie and basically crush the Royal Navy. And the IA intercepted messages from one of the board of captains people on the Royal Navy, Digi I believe it was, who said that they were going to sabotage ships so that the IA and the Kirkida can use them to attack Eyrie. And then the IA got suspicious of them, and then two RN ensigns, as they called them, sabotaged two ships from the IA and also stole some horses from Varys. And basically that led the IA to take that as an act of war and declare war on the Royal Navy. But by that point, the Royal Navy had already basically dissolved, and they were attacked by the pirates, and Eyrie on the Isle was captured by pirates. What's interesting to note though is that as that was happening, one of the directors from the IA was actually helping the pirates take over Eyrie, so that's something to note. And now after that happened, basically the RN completely dissolved. Eyrie was taken by pirates, then it was later taken by Kirkida and the SHSF, left to Kirkida, and then finally the rest is history basically. Obviously now the Royal Navy owns Eyrie again, but that's a whole different story because Devon is back obviously. Now, let's go over the details of what actually happened, and I'll try to explain as much as I can. Okay, so now is when the interesting part starts. Dylan from the IA made a thread after the collapse of the Royal Navy, where he basically said that what was the point of the Royal Navy sending 2 of their members to sabotage IA and Kikido ships, right? What would be the point of having 2 more other factions be their enemy if they were going to lose from the pressure of the pirates anyway? Like, why would they do that? If they're losing a war, why would you attack 2 more people so you can lose harder? And he also said that the IA was going to restructure the Royal Navy when the IA had won the war, and that basically it was fancy talk for turning them into a big puppet faction. And now I'm not sure how true that part is, but the first part is really what started getting the whole ball rolling, basically. After that, Spedius and Mir, captains from the IA, quickly started to defend and kind of criticized Dylan for what he had done. They were defending it very, very defensively, actually, like even overtly defensively. And Spedius basically said that because of the raid or sabotage on their ships, and Mir also said that 2 of their horses from Varus had been stolen, this was taken as an act of war by the Imperium, right? And they had had an emergency vote or something like that, where with all capitals except Spedius and Essendor. Now that's quite important, and we'll come to that later. And that basically this had led them to declare war on the Royal Navy, and therefore their actions were justified in their eyes. And then Bacchiaro came in and absolutely destroyed them. So yeah, now we'll just start paraphrasing Bacca, because he has some really strong arguments against this. Basically, he compared the IA's actions to Nazi Germany when they invaded Poland in 1939, and they conquered Poland in what was self-defense. And basically, a much smaller country decides to attack a much larger, more powerful country. Why would that ever happen, right? Like, why would the Royal Navy attack a much more powerful IA when they were in their weakest point? A country that's already weakened by internal issues and external threats, right? Why would they decide to start another war when they're already being affected by inactivity and inefficiency after Devon had left? Why would the alleged perpetrators not be traced and to any actual military unit under the command of government that supposedly started this war? Those 2 ensigns were never tracked. The Royal Navy said multiple times that they did not order this to happen, and the alleged target is highly symbolic to the people, riling them up effectively, yet causes little significant military harm to the IA, and apparently this was the cause to the war. And that's just kinda insignificant, because the damage done was really not that huge at all. And at best, the IA was just taking advantage of the situation to crush a foreign power in their weakness, with no serious attempt at a diplomatic solution. And that's, it's not really intelligent from the IA's point of view. Now, the IA then tried to use the argument that no nation, that Director Smart, the guy who was aiding the pirates in taking Eyre, he was acting on his own motives, and they did not force anyone to attack the Royal Navy. And that's kinda hypocritical in a way, because basically what they're saying is that it's absolutely fine if you put on the magical mercenary title, and then you can get away with anything, right? Bacchiaro said that he could form the TNGSA mercenary group, the totally not government sanctioned aggression group, and start attacking people he doesn't like. And he'll make sure someone hires him, so everything will be kosher, but no one will be able to retaliate, right? If you have a faction, all you have to do apparently is get like 3 of your members, call them mercenaries, get them hired by someone else, and then attack another faction. And it's all good, because that other faction won't be able to say anything, because you apparently aren't responsible for those people's actions. And that's like so stupid. I mean, come on. Like, really? Really? Basically, what the IA is saying is that it's okay for one of their people to go off in their own will and attack another faction, but it's not okay if the Royal Navy does that with their 2 ensigns, right? Basically, the bottom line of this whole thing is that When the IA was in dire straits and needed help in their last conflict, the RN bailed them out at significant cost and risk. And when the Royal Navy was in dire straits and needed help because they were getting invaded by pirates and they were about to lose their major city, the IA declared war on them. That's the bottom line, pretty much. And from the outside, Backyard doesn't see how that can be seen as anything other than a huge betrayal. The IA says they were shocked by the pirates taking the area, yet an Imperium director fought on the side of the pirates, attacking Royal Navy vessels and invading Kingdom sovereign territory, which actually is an act of war, unlike the few idiots from the Royal Navy setting some horses free from Varys. Now maybe if the Imperium wasn't actively assisting the enemies of their allies, they may have fared better, right? Then the IA tried to use the argument that the Director Smart was doing this in his own good, right, to help the Royal Navy, which honestly got a chuckle out of Backyard because he had never heard of shooting at someone to help them out. Right? I mean, come on. And the director mentioned above, the Director Smart guy, he's still a member of the IA in good standing, even after openly committing an act of war against an allied faction. I mean, come on, right? But there was one Capel who had the bravery to actually speak out against this nonsense, and guess what? He's not a Capel anymore. You know why? Because he didn't agree with them. It's not about the controversy, no, of course it isn't. It's that one time that Capel spoke out of turn in a meeting. Yeah, we take that stuff very seriously in the Imperium. Not acts of war against allies though, right? That makes perfect sense. The guy who actually realized what was going on, he got demoted, and I don't know what's happened to him now, but he's not a Capel anymore because he disagreed with the leadership of the IA, even though he was part of the leadership. I mean, come on, that's just dictatorship right there. They're literally filtering their own government so that they can do whatever they want. Really? Come on! Like, accusing the kingdom of interfering in IA affairs, while excusing the IA of the same, even though the IA's actions seem far more egregious. We were all but forced to interfere in the RA's government, as Speedius puts it. That's just like... I mean, come on. Right? And then the IA was really apparently surprised and saddened when the Royal Navy started to mistrust them all of a sudden after all the above. Gee, I wonder what happened there. So now we'll just finish off with a bit more Backyard quotes, because he really did a nice paragraph to finish this whole argument off. This sounds really ridiculous because it is ridiculous. The position being defended by Speedius and Mir is completely untenable, yet they continue anyway. I don't blame them. They are apologists. That is their job. I understand that. In fact, they are to be commended for finding highly innovative methods of defending this completely indefensible situation. They will defend the actions of the IA regardless of what they are. But it is not Speedius and Mir I am concerned with. I am aware several IA members actually did take their debts of honor seriously and did try to help the Royal Navy. However, honor was supposed to be very important to the Silver Empire, and it should be to its derivatives. There are good people in the IA. Unfortunately, they allow the bad people in the IA to tarnish their good name with complete impunity, and to fail to hold them accountable. That is the point of Backyard writing this. There are those within the IA that would have you believe that nothing wrong has happened, and that no change is necessary. Since the facts are not with them, they turn to other tactics, like accusing the Royal Navy of incompetence, saying that they didn't have good enough leadership, for example, and wanting to have one of their own, not one of their own people, but a person that they approved of more being elected into leadership because they didn't think the RN was competent. Yet the decision to declare war on a former ally before the facts were known is such a mind-bogglingly terrible decision that even Speedius has taken great pains to distance himself from it by stressing on multiple occasions that he did not vote for this nonsense. One of the most important Capels did not vote for the declaration of war. Neither did Essendor. Are you serious? I mean, come on! Really? Really? Like, remember that what I was saying about Speedius, who said he was not at the vote? I mean, really? Like, I think we can all agree that the justification, and Backyard uses that term loosely, for going to war has been proven false. Mir's declaration of war stated the following: they betrayed our trust and defied our alliance by ordering multiple members to Varys with the intent of mischief and purpose of trouble. It is now clear that no such orders ever existed. The IA leadership acted on false information without waiting to find out the facts, without verifying their information, and declaring war on a former ally without thinking about the political consequences. If they wish to find an example of incompetence, they don't have to look very far. It has also been said that since the official dissolution of the Royal Navy came 5 minutes before the official declaration of war, the IA is apparently not responsible for the destruction of its former ally at all. But this is also completely nonsense. If we read the post announcing the dissolution of the Royal Navy, we find our own allies turned on us, refused help, our board lost hope, and inactivity didn't allow for a new leadership. Obviously, the animosity from the IA was central to the decision of dissolving the Royal Navy. It would not surprise me to discover the leadership of the Royal Navy knew a declaration of war, or something like that, was on its way before it was officially announced. So, why did the IA leadership do this? Bakaru has stated before that it was not a desire to seize lands in the south, or to satisfy the IA's greed. He wishes it was. Greed can be understood, reasoned with, even hardness for good. No, the answer to why they did this is clear from the IA's own writings. This war was to prove a point. So, the world knows that the Imperium will not tolerate this kind of stuff. This wasn't about money or lands. This was about power. This was about pride. Ego wounded by not accepting the help the IA wanted to give in the way the IA wanted to give it. Offended by petty insults, inflamed by minor unintentional provocations. They would show the Royal Navy what happens when you anger the powerful. Why? Because they could. Because the people of the Imperium let them. We have seen where this leads before, both in Bakaru's work of fiction and in the early days of the survival server. Will you continue to let them do this? To admit that one was wrong is not a sign of weakness. To admit that one cannot change, that is a sign of weakness. Now guys, you can choose to believe how much of this you want. You can choose to not believe it at all. That's your decision entirely. I'm not going to force you upon it. But now we will cheerfully get back to the rest of the episode. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed that little, well not really little, but still kinda interesting segment of the video. That was the main part that I intended to bring across. If there's anything else that I want to say, then I'll probably remember it throughout the video, because there was quite a lot that I wanted to mention. But yeah, this house turned out really nice, and I was just speaking there to Alpha for the past half hour or so, and he actually really likes this house, wants to buy it, but doesn't have enough money to buy it, poor guy. I gave him a tip, just to keep him going, because I'm a nice guy. And he showed me some of his Canon designs on the build server, which was really nice. He's head engineer here at CESP, and the more I'm in the city, the more I realize how nice it really is. Because when I first came here, it was all industrial, and I'm personally not that big of a fan of industrial cities. But the more I look into it, it's actually really nice, especially on the Airship Pirates texture pack. Yeah, like the sandstone, the sand plus this orange clay, or not orange clay. Normal sand plus red sandstone actually is quite a nice correlation of colors, and yeah, white especially. Anyway, so I actually wanted to show off this really cool parkour made by Dr. Squaw, or SQUA, if I did pronounce his name correctly, because as I said, I'm really bad at pronouncing names, so I'm sorry if I offend anyone. If I pronounce your names wrongly. But yeah. This was quite a nice parkour actually, because basically all these buildings are so close together you can have a really nice jump around, and all you have to do is kind of just place stairs and trapdoors like that. I haven't been up there. This is the main part of the parkour. Up here, here. I was having some fun here earlier as well. The amount of times I've fallen down here, it's it's so funny. And earlier in the episode, I fell down from over there, which is really funny. I've had to turn down my render distance because I don't know why, but all of a sudden, my PC has just started lagging so bad I don't know what it is. Probably just traps, and all this rendering is too much. Okay, so yeah, the nice town square here. Let's go up to here, and then we can jump onto the roof of our newly built house, which is right there. This is the castle, which is quite nice. At first I thought it was a cathedral, because it's got the kind of shape to a cathedral type, but it's actually a castle. It's quite nice. And yeah, there's our little terrace down there. And as Alpha said, the terrace is probably the best part of the house. It's a really nice, cozy place. Basically, for in this all like kind of busy type of city, it's a really nice, relaxing kind of place. He says that was very kind of him. Really nice guy, actually. It's a shame that he doesn't get paid much for his shipbuilding, because he's actually really good at that, and I almost failed that job. Yeah, but he's really talented. He's actually got really nice, unique ship and cannon designs that I appreciate. Yeah, good luck to him in the future. So yeah, guys, what else are we gonna do today? Well, as soon as I complete this parkour, we're gonna take all our belongings, and we are going to go back to Ravenport, or to South Haven and Den of Thieves, and we are going to probably not make it there by the end of the episode, because from here, by ship to Ravenport / South Haven, it takes like, I don't know, 2 hours or so. And yeah, obviously I'm gonna go over the mountain plains just for safety purposes, because I don't want to get attacked by pirates, even though I don't think any pirates online. Anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna end the episode here. We will get to Ravenport, and in the next episode, hopefully I can do what I wanting to do for like 4 weeks now, but that's a surprise coming. And I would also like to thank you guys so much for 100 subscribers. We reached that I think like a week ago. That's really amazing. My channel has really grown in the past year, thanks to all of your guys' support, and we also reached 6,000 views on the channel. That's really awesome, guys. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you for all of your support. If you have any questions, by the way, just post them in the comments section down below. And sorry if I've offended any of you IA members. Don't take it too personally, please. And if you have any questions, post them down in the comments below. Or if you see me online, don't hesitate to talk to me. I'm very willing to chat with you. Don't worry. If I'm busy, obviously, then I might be a little bit busy. But don't think that you're annoying me, or obviously like don't spam me and stuff. But like, if you just want to have a nice chat, or maybe ask me a couple of questions and stuff like that, then that's perfectly fine. I'll try to respond as soon as possible. And oh, by the way, I also had comments about stuff, people asking if they needed Movecraft to actually join the server, and no, because Movecraft is actually a plugin. So all you need is just to agree to the rules, post your IGN in the forums. I'll have a forum link down in the description, so you can check out the IA thread, and you can also apply to join the server. But you don't actually need Movecraft. Movecraft is a plugin. Just making sure that, so that you all know. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching, and yeah, I'll see you next time. And remember, I'm not forcing any of this, any of the IA truth upon you. Because yeah, remember, I won't force you to change your government. Alright guys, see you later. Bye.